Welcome, everyone, to the 44th discussion of the smart world around us, organized by Smart-EDU Hub.
Great to be here.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into an article by Cătălin Vrabie called SmartNet's Virtual Communities and Their Role in Today's Society.
It's a really fascinating piece.
It is. And for anyone who wants to read it yourself, the link to the article is right there in the description below.
So the core of Vrabie's argument is really about this massive promise of instantaneous information.
Right, how it was supposed to completely change everything. But he also gets into the, let's say, the darker side of it, the adverse effects.
Exactly. It all starts with this foundational shift in power. You know, you have to think back. Before this, communication was very centralized. A fax machine, a landline.
All flowing from a central point.
Precisely. But the internet, mobile tech, it just blows that model up. It moves decision-making power away from the center and out to the edges of society.
Okay, so how does that work in practice? I mean, how does this decentralization actually give power to people?
Well, it enables what some people call swarms or social tsunamis. These are these rapid, coordinated actions that just seem to spring up out of nowhere.
Without any traditional leader or media outlet telling people what to do.
None at all. A great example was that viral SMS message in Romania. It wasn't from a news station. It just spread friend to friend, phone to phone, and coordinated this, huge public reaction.
And we saw that on an even bigger scale in the Philippines, didn't we?
Yeah.
With the removal of President Estrada.
Oh, absolutely. That was at the textbook case. Just waves of simple SMS messages telling people one thing.
Go to EDSA, dressed in black.
That's it. And that simple text created what they called the T generation legend. It mobilized 1 million citizens. We saw similar tactics with the Battle for Seattle WTO boycott, too.
So if these swarms rely on this kind of decentralized trust, what's the new social currency that makes it all work?
That's a great question. Vrabie argues that public space itself just gained a whole new dimension. Your power isn't just about your job title anymore. It's about how you network.
And how people see you, your reputation.
Exactly. It's that reputation model you see on eBay, which was then adapted by, all sorts of local sites. It gives real capital to people who build trust online.
But then here comes the paradox he warns about.
Yes. The very power the network gives you can eventually turn against you. Information is power, but over-information. That can become a kind of poison.
A drug, he says, that leads to stress and addiction.
Right. And this is where it gets interesting because networks are built on what's called the law of plenitude.
Meaning the more people on it, the more valuable it is. The opposite of traditional economics where scarcity creates value.
Correct. But that sheer abundance forces us to develop a defense mechanism. He calls it immunization.
I think I know what you mean, like telephone immunity. You see an unknown number on caller ID and you just don't pick up.
You don't pick up. You're immune to the hassle. Or think about email horror. I mean, you wake up to 64 emails instead of 4, and most of it is junk.
So what do? Your replies get shorter. Or you don't reply at all.
You become immune. But this goes way beyond just being annoyed. Vrabie points to some really serious existential threats.
What are the big ones he outlines?
He focuses on 3. First, the threat to our freedom, this idea that universal computerization could lead to a kind of Orwellian society.
A surveillance state, basically.
Then there's the threat to our quality of life, the risk that this constant stream of information just erodes our sense of citizenship or even our sanity.
And the last one.
A threat to human dignity itself, the fear that as we merge more and more with our machines, we become a bit more mechanical and a little less human.
So if there was so many clear dangers, why does he say we have to keep investing in this tech? It seems contradictory.
Because at the end of the day, he says it's tied to our fundamental human nature. It's the same drive that gave us language, writing, the printing press.
It's just the next step in our evolution.
In a way, yes. He brings up the cognitive scientist Andy Clark, who argues we've all become cyborgs. Not with wires in our heads, but in this deep symbiosis where our brains actually use these non-biological tools to think.
And that process always decentralizes power, which historically always causes chaos.
It's always turbulent.
Which leaves us, and you listening, with a pretty challenging final thought. If our sanity and our citizenship are genuinely at risk, how do we consciously manage this symbiotic relationship so that we are the ones leading the change and not being led by it?
That is the question. Thanks for this discussion.
Thank you. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, we invite you to like and subscribe to the Smart-EDU Hub channel. You'll be the first to know when we have new discussions. Stay smart with Smart-EDU Hub, and don't forget that link to the article is in the description below.